So what had happened was that everybody told me not to put the lobster in, but I felt bad. Like, he's been in there for 4 years and I'm gonna just rip him out of his house. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another quarantine vlog. I recently purchased a fish tank. It's been about, I think yesterday was 3 months. So there's that. Hope everybody's staying safe. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so this fish tank. This is my new fish tank. It is a Red Sea Max 250. Looks kind of funky right now. I don't know if you could tell, but there's no fish in there. Oh, I did have a bunch of fish in there, probably like 7, 8 maybe. And then I brought one in, and I don't know if it was him or not, but the tank got ick, and I mean like all my fish, and it was just all bad. And then I had put 2 in there, they just disappeared. I saw them the first time I dropped them in, and they were gone. Backstory, when I got this tank pre-established, it didn't look like this. It looked like, I don't know if I have a picture, but if I do, it looked like this. The guy had a yellow tang, a purple tang, one clown, and a lobster. So what had happened was that everybody told me not to put the lobster in, but I felt bad. Like, he's been in there for 4 years and I'm gonna just rip him out of his house. So I put him in there, you know? Yeah. I still don't think it was the lobster's fault. I still think that the fish got sick. My cutest fish too. I'm not gonna tell you his name because when I get the same type of fish again, it's just gonna be the same fish. Anyway, I think originally I had thought that the lobster got the fish, but then a few days later, after the lobster got the fish and I saw the fish ripped in half, all the fish got sick. So I'm thinking that was the weakest link. He got sick, he died, and then the lobster ate him once he was on the ground. Might be wrong, might not, but I couldn't risk it. And since all the fish were sick anyway, I had to take them out and quarantine them. So when I did this, I took the lobster out and I gave him to the fish store. I'm in the 72-day fallow period, 72, 76. I wasn't going to leave it without fish, but then this whole quarantine thing happened, and yeah, now I can't get fish anyway. So it's just chilling with my corals. I had to really convince my mom to put this here. She didn't want it there. But look how, I feel like it fits perfect right there. Like, when I first got it, it didn't have anything except for like some dead stuff over here. And the guy had like really old T5s in there. So this red bubble tip anemone right here was like literally the size of a quarter. It was a baby, and now it's just thriving. All this rock was already part of the tank. It just wasn't like this. The guy had it like in a humongous pile, like a boulder pile. So redid the rock, and I put new sand in. GSP up there was already in the tank. It's flowing pretty nicely now though. This GSP was in the tank too. I recently glued that piece right there, up there, so I could grow on the rest of it. I actually got a fish tank because Jason bought a fish tank, and I used to have a fish tank. Before the van, I had a fish tank, a small fish tank, 14-gallon BioCube. And it was great, but it got like smothered with cyano. I got rid of that once we were going on the van, and now Jason got back and he was convincing his parents to buy a big fish tank for where their freshwater tank was, and he got a saltwater tank. And you know, once, you know, people start looking at all the pretty corals and stuff, it's just like, I went on the hunt, and then I found this tank and got this tank. The reason I like this one is because it's an all-in-one, so I got all my filters back there. It does run warm, and with the T5s, it was running so hot, so I knew I wanted better lighting, and I wanted to do LEDs. I'm running 2 Ecotech Rayon XR30 Pros. This is actually really hot. I don't know why this is so hot on the floor of it. I don't know what's going on. Usually my temperature is around 80, 81. I don't know if it's just a hot day or what is happening. I gotta figure that out. The Radions we built in, we put both of them in the spot where the T5s go. and we kept them behind the shield and everything, so they're still protected. It was a fun project, to say the least. First, I tried to put them in there and put like Velcro and stuff inside, and yeah, the next morning, like good thing this sheet was on, because the next morning they were down. So that didn't work. I had to take the whole lid apart again, and I still wanted to run the fan so that way it could cool off. We ended up having to drill the holes, but we just painted the screws black, and honestly, if you weren't like looking for it, you would just think it's part of it, I guess. When I did have the issue with the quarantine, I decided that I obviously had to take all the rocks out to get the fish out. So when I took all the rocks out, I got the lobster out, I got all the fish out, and then I had to put the rock structure back. It's pretty close to what it was when I first did it. Anyway, this little blue thing, which is like an ear there, fell in that hole, and it was so tiny, and now it's been growing out of that hole at like a rapid rate. I got Monty growing on the back of the wall. Little piece of bubblegum digi, jack-o'-lantern. This bridge right here is gonna be my zoa garden. A bunch of different zoas on there across the whole bridge. This Duncan was looking a lot better. I don't know, seems to have gotten a little smaller. My freaking snails keep knocking stuff over. Anyway, let me show you where my other fish are.
Watch the ocean kiss the moon. Run away with me, where the morning paints the scene.
I've had the luck of having this quarantine tank in my room for almost a month now. So this lovely noise I hear all night, and it makes me have to go pee-pee. This thing vibrates against here. It's wonderful. They have been doing great for the most part. Everybody else died. So I'm gonna feed them real quick. These fish, I have an algae clip here, and they love, as soon as I put it on, I can almost 99.9% guarantee you that they will knock it off one time. If they knock it off all the way to the bottom of the tank and I put it back, they won't knock it off again. But every single time I do it, they knock it off. So, oh, look at Mom with the angles there. The last couple times, I've been telling them to eat it off the ground because I'm sick and tired of cleaning up and then picking it up again. So, we gotta make this nice little mesh in here. They already got treated with the ick stuff for the 7 days. And then I also treated them with copper. But I kind of overdosed them a little bit because I read the instructions to the copper. It was this copper safe stuff. I read the instructions literally every day, and I read them wrong every single day. So it was saying, I was reading the dosage as a per day dosage, and it was actually a per month dosage. So, oh god. So yeah, it was only a couple days extra that I did it. I mean, like a week, but hey, it's been like a week without it now, a week and a half. I did a big water change, and they seem to be alive, so that's good. Got the algae clip right there, and I'm sure by the time I get back from my walk, it will be on the ground. So that's where my fish have been hanging out, while my tank just thrives. Quarantine for everybody. I told you, I went for my walk, I came back, and the clip is no longer on the wall. That's my new setup. All the corals are growing good, but another day in quarantine, you know what's funny? I mean, it's really not funny, but the fish went into quarantine, and then we went into quarantine at the same time. So they were like a big screw you to me, because they said, you want to put me in this little ass tank? Well, guess what? I'm gonna put you in a little tank too. Let me know your favorite piece in my fish tank. If you got a tank, let me know what you got. Comment, like, subscribe, throw a thumbs up on the video. Hope you had a good quarantine day, and we will see you in the next one. What a day. Later.